By now, we all know that Fortnite's story is never spoon-fed to us. We have to put in effort to understand everything. From map updates to secret agencies to understanding why crossover characters are suddenly on the island. I mean, except for making epic bank. As each season arrives, new lore is here, if we choose to decipher it. So that's what we're gonna do today. So sit your butt down for 10 minutes, slap code ADAMARU in the shop to support overthinking videos like this, and let's find those clues. First up, the Unexplained UFO. During the opening trailer for Season 7, it was possible to spot an alien flying saucer underneath the ground. It's on screen for less than 2 seconds, before everything moves on and we forget about it. But there are things to note here. Judging by the suited duo who found the crash site, these are likely IO operatives. As you know, in Season 7, IO buildings, outposts and hidden facilities are pretty much everywhere, and inside we can see the Imagined Order analysing everything about the alien invaders, from the mothership to their own countermeasures. And here's the thing, look closely enough and you'll discover this screen, a UFO much smaller than the mothership, but much larger than the ones in-game, leading me to believe this is a scan of the buried ship in the trailer. Now here's the thing, we can use the basic shape of the island to find the exact spot of that alien vessel. Recognise it? It's steamy stacks. This changes many things. Firstly, this directly links the alien ships to Kevin the Cube, but I reckon we all figured that out already. And this also confirms the vat of purple juice is directly above the UFO remains, harnessing its energy from the first day of Chapter 2. If we need extra confirmation, listen to the very first line in the Season 7 trailer again.
Then, the rest of them showed up.
Then the rest showed up, proving that alien life was known before the invasion. Pretty cool stuff. Next, the history of Dr. Sloan. Since her reveal in the Zero Crisis event, we've all wondered who Sloan is and if she is Jonesy's boss. Season 7 has come to our aid with a bunch of info about the woman with the best hair in video games. Deep in the hidden facility, we can find Dr. Sloan's office. Everything is how you'd expect. Clean lines, no dust, few pictures on the wall. These pictures are what we're going to concentrate on. The first one which catches our attention is the day Sloan was recruited into the IO. The dude next to her is the next person we are all trying to identify. I think we can all agree he must be a high-ranking IO boss. But here's a cool theory that's floating around. Some people believe this dude is Geno. Think back to last season and the word which stopped the Foundation from beating the crap out of Jonesy.
I can get you to Geno.
Geno. It works a little better if we gave him a first name too. Meet Dave Geno. Does that work? You can have that for free, Epic Games. Dave Geno, IO Commanding Officer. Sounds damn cool to me. I personally still think Geno is a place rather than a person, but this theory keeps everything in a nice tight little bow of convenience. Is this Geno? Now to the image next to it. In this one, it's pretty clear to see that Sloan is a child prodigy. Her mathematical and scientific knowledge was off the charts even before she became an adult. Lore-wise, we know she's damn intelligent, but here's another thing. Those exact equations are still being used to this day. Look around the office further and you'll spot them. So either she became an adult overnight, or those equations from that classroom are key to how IO run the loop and interact with us. And if that's right, that explains why she's here firsthand to try and save her life's work. But wait, there's more. Back to the chalkboard image. It has been noticed that the characters in the foreground with their backs to us can be identified. The theory goes that this is Midas, and this one down here is Marigold. This theory goes deep, let's go. As we all know, Midas is the mastermind of Season 2 who attempted to stop the storm and escape the loop. After that point, we saw Midas eaten by a shark. But a season later, Bunker Jonesy told us that was not the same Midas, it was simply a snapshot. The OG Midas vanished on the day of the device. This season, that is backed up by another incoming quest in which Marigold says, "I don't understand how Midas could have just vanished." In-game, we can jump further into this rabbit hole by talking to Marigold herself. She's down at Lazy Lake. Depending on who you choose to visit her with, you will get different responses, like asking us to be a getaway driver. Most of the time, Marigold will comment one step closer to the answers. But now return to her as Midas and she'll remark this: it's happening soon. Just in case you've been living under a rock, just like the myth of Midas, the Fortnite Midas is pretty much the same thing. It's kinda like the Norse Thor and the Marvel Thor. Technically different, but kinda the same too. Midas's golden touch in myth turned his daughter Marigold into gold, and in Fortnite, it is confirmed that Marigold is indeed Midas's daughter. But think back a few seasons, because he has another daughter. So Midas technically gets around more than your mum. Sorry, I said no more mum jokes, I'm sorry, pretend that didn't happen. My point is though, that Midas has another daughter in the loop, Jules. And by visiting Marigold with Jules, she'll say stick to the plan, confirming that the sisters are planning something. So the real question now is if Sloan is working with the Midas girls, or against them. They've been watching her for a long time, so it seems. Just going back to the Geno point earlier, what if Geno is Midas in the real world, and that would make his daughters the sisters that the Foundation wants to locate? Just a side thought, I can't back that up, but that does make a lot of sense. Next, the Agent Jones issue. So last season, John Jones broke away from the IO and tag teamed with the Seven. He then found himself locked in the loop, destined to slowly lose his memory and become just another snapshot. The thing is, IO are now back on the island and Jonesy must be pretty high on their list to be found. The way they're moving on from this part of the story is quite impressive. The Guernsey skin has Jones hiding his identity by wearing a cow costume. We've all been there at some point. We know that feelings carry over, so even if Jonesy has forgotten why he needs to hide from the IO, at least he still feels the urge to hide. His back bling confirms everything, the disappearance of Agent Jones with a missing person ad. Hopefully his story will be back soon, but if it's not, I thought this was a clever way to put his story to the side while we concentrate on other things. GG's epic. Finally, a question that needs to be addressed. Did the mothership blow up the 0 point? As we all know, the 0 point is key to the storyline of Fortnite. It's the source of energy which can power entire cities. It's the lure that brings beings wanting to destroy it, and it's how the IO get into the loop safely. In Season 7, the 0 point is no more, or so it looks. But let's go back a season to see what really happened. While Agent Jones hatched a plan to join forces with the Seven, Dr. Sloan is heard saying this.
The 0 point is imploding. We've lost control. Save yourself.
The 0 point is imploding. We've lost control. Imploding would see the 0 point collapse upon itself, and it's happened before. Remember this? Yeah, we were sucked into a black hole. The opposite of that would be an explosion, which would have wiped us all out. So we can safely say that didn't happen, because we're all alive and kicking. So the 0 point is somewhere here still. What likely happened was the mothership blasted off the Foundation spire, removing him from the 0 point, before extracting that power straight into the mothership by using its apertures, or anuses, as I prefer. Sorry, YouTube. Our reality remains intact, at least for now, indicating the 0 point is here. This info suddenly makes Sloan's call to action make sense, as the 0 point is still there to be fought for. We either need to destroy that mothership, or get on board before it leaves. What do you think will happen next? I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade, you're awesome. I'll see you on Wednesday for the next Batman Fortnite issue. Sorry I don't have any Legends names in this video, they'll be back in the next one, and I'll be thanking everyone who rocked my code to grab the Battle Pass. Thank you so much for supporting me, it's truly appreciated. See ya!